Hey, what's up, my uplifting life partners? This is Ron Simplified Myers, and for those of you who are new to the site, I am an author of the book, The Relationship Success Handbook. Get rid of your problems, not your partner. I'm actually in the process. I'm in Downey, California, actually heading over to get the little chiropractic adjustment, body adjustment. For those who didn't know, I was in a car accident in September. And so anyway, not major, we're good, but we do need some work done. We're getting towards the end here, so we're feeling a lot better. The back's a little sore a little bit at times, but we're on the way. And that's not gonna stop me from moving and doing the things that I have to do. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about the 90-day rule. Now, I've talked about this in the past, but it keeps popping up here a lot recently, and so I kind of wanted to go back over it again. It became popular to me, the 90-day rule, through Steve Harvey, actually through his book, and then also I've seen him on his talk show where he talked about the 90-day rule. And the concept is when you go into a lot of companies, and this was kind of a lot happened in the older days. I don't think too many companies are doing this now, but they used to do that all the time, where you started off on probation. You had a 90-day probation, and it gave the company a time to actually examine to see if you fit. And if you qualify, of course, you keep your job, and if you don't, they fired you because you had 90 days for them to decide if they wanted to keep you or not. So what he's basically saying is, in relationships, to kind of do the same thing. You kind of look at you have 90 days to kind of examine the person to see if they're fit, and then day 90, you guys can have sex now because they basically have qualified to go to bed with you. Now, I know some people go, wow, that's what a way to put it, but that's what's being said, is that on day 90, you can go to bed with them. But anyway, so for me, you could tell by kind of the comment how I really feel about that particular 90-day rule. For those of you that are wondering if you see it, yeah, it is actually raining here in Southern California. But that's not going to stop me from moving either. But anyway, back to the 90-day rule. The only thing that I kind of agree with on the 90-day rule is taking time to get to know people. That's it. That's the extent of it for me. The reason I don't agree with the 90-day rule, there's a couple of reasons. One is the most valuable person, place, thing, whatever you want to call yourself, that you'll ever have is you. You are the most valuable thing. If you think diamonds are powerful, the Lamborghinis, whatever you think, you're more valuable. So why would you put the most valuable thing that will ever cross your path, which is you, on a calendar? I don't get it. You're too valuable for that. Learn to value you, and you wouldn't put yourself on a calendar. The other thing that I tell people you got to understand, back in the days when I was acting out, the thing I was taught, which guys are taught, that it's the more women that you mess around with, you go to bed with, you are the man. So a lot of guys strive to be the man, and yes, I got caught at that, trying to be the man. So I was doing some of that crazy stuff out there too. Now, so when I came across a lady that didn't want to go quickly, that's no problem. If I like you, it doesn't matter. So what I'm getting to here, if a guy waits 90 days for you, that don't read anything into that. Just because you're trying this 90-day rule concept and thinking this means something, it doesn't. Because if I like you, I can wait 90 days, I can wait 6 months, I can wait however long you want. If I like you, here's the catch. Depending on the guy, he's taking care of his sexual needs somewhere else. You guys get that? He's not waiting on you sexually. He's waiting on maybe you to have sex with you, but it doesn't mean he's waiting to have sex. He's doing it somewhere else. A lot of guys. I'm not a person get caught in this all guys. This is how men are kind of concept. You guys know, because I teach against that. But so understand, back when I was acting crazy, I could wait for you. That's not a problem. And I'm never going to disrespect you, because those that know my story know that I was brought up The first 9 years of my life was pretty much my mom, her 7 sisters, so basically 8 women, my grandma, and then my sister had input too, even though she's a year younger than me, but still she's a girl, kind of sharing her perspectives and stuff. So they were all sharing with me about life and that kind of stuff. So I was taught from a woman's perspective. The men didn't really come in until about age 9 and above and start giving me a different perspective. So what I'm getting to there is, so I was never dishonoring to women. I would never degrade a woman, never have, never will. I will never be one of those going to embarrass you in public, loud talk you. When I was playing the game, which I did, I'm guilty. I would play the game in a way to make you believe you were the only one, which a lot of guys do. So it was never the dishonoring type of disrespect. And so what I'm saying is, so I'm going to always treat you well, because I was taught that way. I was taught how to treat women. So I'm going to treat you like you're the greatest thing. And so what I'm saying is, don't be fooled by that because a guy is treating you good. This is what it means. No. The only way you're going to actually, because I remember in high school, I actually broke up with a young lady who I liked a lot. And the reason is because what she wanted to do, and actually, don't tell nobody, okay? This is a secret between us, okay? We had I was actually dating 3 girls at the same high school. Shh, don't tell nobody. I know, I'm out of control. Ron, you should be ashamed of yourself. I look back now, yeah, that was bad. Back then, again, I was trying to be the man. My buddies used to interfere with that, because whenever they saw one of the girls, if I was with one and another was coming, they would interfere and, like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to her, whatever. But anyway, we worked it. But I had one of those 3 that made the decision. She wants everyone to know that we're together. So what she did is said, I need to be with you at nutrition and lunch. And I was like, okay, that's an easy way to get busted. If I'm with her at nutrition and lunch, the other girl's gonna see. So I'm like, man. So the game started to play. I'm like, hey, well, that's the only time I get to hang out with my people, my boys, my family. And, and so I usually lose that time for that because, I come and hang out with you afterwards. And she didn't go for that. She wants everyone to know you're with her. So her and I end up breaking up because she's kind of like, well, you need to hang with me or we have to break up. And I was like, well, I guess we have to break up because that's the only time for my boys. I was still trying to stay with that story, hoping she would go along with it. But she didn't, so we broke up. And she was the lady that I actually wanted to be with the most, but I was too busy trying to be the man, trying to play the games, which I'd been taught. And so, bottom line, what I'm getting to is, just because a guy treats you well, just because a guy acts like you're the one, doesn't mean you're the one. But see, she put me on the spot to say, you're going to have to show that I am the one. And I couldn't perform that. I couldn't perform that because that means I had to drop the other 2 in order to make her the one, which I should have done because she was definitely the one I prefer out of the 3. But again, trying to be cool, trying to be the man. So anyway, bottom line, what I'm getting to is, don't mistake because a guy treats you well and that a guy is willing to wait 90 days. It means anything. It doesn't. It doesn't. It depends on how he feels about you. You have to, that's why you guys keep hearing me say, learn the character and integrity are the most important things to finding a mate. And as far as the sexual side, which is basically what this 90-day rule is all about, it's just saying when to have sex. Folks, don't believe waiting 90 days means that, again, now he wants you or you're the one or any of that. You'll know that based on the way he treats you, the way, you know what I'm saying, character and integrity. You'll get to figure those things out. Don't get caught in this 90-day rule thing. It doesn't mean anything. And especially if a guy feels that's what you're doing, because see, what guys will do that think you have heard the 90-day and that's the impression that they're getting while you're waiting, those guys will really wait the 90 days and continue to go outside because they're like, oh shoot, I do not mind waiting for you whenever you're ready. Why? Because he's going outside somewhere else and getting it until you're ready to actually have your turn. So, but anyway, my whole thing here is don't get stuck on this 90-day rule. The most valuable thing you have is yourself. And like I always tell ladies, when you learn to value you, he might have to put an actual wedding ring on before he does it the first time. I had a young lady in the car one time I was talking to, and she was dressed. She was going on her first date with this one young man, and everything's hanging out. You know what I'm talking about, half dressed. And so I decided to share with her the illustration I used with a couple of other young ladies that good friends that had gone to bed with a guy the first night they met him. And I said, let me ask you a question. Would you allow him to drive your car? And they're like, no, I don't know him well enough to let him drive my car. And I said, but didn't you sleep with him last night? I said, I know you're not telling me your car is more valuable than you, because you did go to bed with him, but you wouldn't give him the keys to your car. And each time I've done that, they go. And when I shared that with the young lady who was half dressed, she was like, oh my goodness. And when I dropped her off at the bar where she was meeting this gentleman, she made the comment, she said, Ron, you have no idea what you just did. My whole feeling for myself has just changed. She says, I'm walking in here with a whole different demeanor, a whole attitude shift, and understanding my value when I walk in here. Because I shared with her the same thing. Whatever you think is valuable, cars, diamonds, whatever, you're more valuable. Learn to treat yourself that way. So this is not a 90-day rule. This is about learning to value you. And when you do that, again, only you decide when's the best time, and if there's a best time. Again, he might have to put the ring on it, because that's the best time. So don't let a calendar, don't let somebody trying to use these little whatever's on you. Value you. That way, if you do decide, and again, this is not a spiritual or religious conversation, that's on you when you do it, because you're the one who have to answer for all your decisions. I'm just saying, make sure if you do decide to do it, it's because you want to do it, not because you feel pressured to do it because it's 90 days, or I'm trying to make him stay in the relationship, or I'm thinking if I have kids, oh wow. And whenever I heard a young lady say that, her friends told her, have a kid with a guy, somebody she's having relationship problems with, they told her, well, have a kid and that'll probably bring them close. No, that's the worst philosophy you could ever give somebody. If you ain't getting along, just the two of you, please don't bring a third party into this. But anyway, learn to value you. Don't get caught in all the outside conversations, when you should be having sex, all that kind of stuff. You may decide not to. And if you do decide, make sure it's a choice that's yours and not someone else, not because you're playing games, not because you're trying to manipulate somebody. Make sure the timing is right for you, because I always tell people, sex is an adult activity. And by that I'm saying there are consequences that are always attached, whether it's emotional, whether it affects you because physically you get a disease or you end up pregnant. Those are adult situations. If you're not in a position to handle adult situations, you need to quit doing adult activities. Whoa! No, that's a different take on sex, because we're all, in this society, most people think below in their pants instead of up here. And you'll hear people say all the time, the moment they start using this, they stop having that, which means some people said they stopped having sex. And when they did, they got themselves together. And then they found a real mate. Why? Because you stop thinking with the wrong part of your body, and most people do. And that's what the 90-day rule is trying to teach you, is your body basically is a reward for somebody being good for 90 days. Learn to value yourself. And as you guys know, it ain't right, it ain't wrong. It is my opinion. If you haven't had the opportunity to watch my videos, run over to Ron's U channel. That's the letter U, ronsuchannel.com. Check out my videos, give feedback, make sure you subscribe, leave topics you'd like for me to cover also. I would love to do that. And as you guys know, if you're not having fun, you should be doing something else. Learn to value you. Sex is an intimate way, intimacy that you're adding to a relationship that you believe is going somewhere. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.